Music Tupedas, what is going on? Welcome everyone to DOOP By The River, the show where we follow everything DOOP By The River, brought to you by Philly Sports Network. And before we get started, real quick, hello to everyone from YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, or TikTok. Thank you so much for tuning on into this special edition episode of DOOP By The River. As you guys can clearly tell, we are riding solo for now. We're going to be riding solo. It's just going to be me from the PSN side, but we will have special guests throughout the night. And you're hop on to By the River. A lot to talk about today. Obviously, we have a couple matches to get through. And of course, we're going to have some special guests to preview the Atlanta United match. We're going to actually have Atlanta United Fan TV, both AJ and we're going to have Mark Nichols on as well. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot to get to, guys. So definitely thank you so much for tuning on in. Guys, come on. It's Union. Come on, it's Union time. I'll watch the Sixers later. I got a Phillies t-shirt on. I'm going to watch that later as well. Let's keep it soccer though. What's up, Snow Time? How you doing? What's going on, man? But to start off with tonight, want to give you guys a little bit of what happened last night. Obviously, we lost to NYCFC. We'll get to that. But before we get to that, I wanted to just talk about what I was doing last night. Obviously, I wasn't at Subaru Park. I was watching the match, but not thoroughly. I want to give a big shout out to my man Paul Catrino over from Views from the Bridge. A great Union podcast as well. Great friends to DOOP By The River. I was celebrating his lovely girlfriend Christine's birthday. So shouts to both of them. We were down Sea Isle City, just enjoying the night, hanging out, enjoying celebrating Christine's birthday. And Paul's also covers the team, so he's not going to miss the Union match as well. So we put the match on while we were just hanging out, drinking with some friends, all vaccinated, thank God. So when the Union game was on, Paul, it had to do his hosting thing. And when you're hosting, if you've been a host before, you got to attend to your host. You got to be a good host. So Paul was definitely being a good host. However, when it comes to Union soccer, when it comes to Philly sports, my eyes are glued to the TV. I was literally the only one in the living room just watching the match thoroughly. I was going crazy. If you guys have ever watched a soccer match with me, you know how nuts I am when it comes to watching soccer matches. I start pacing back and forth. I start getting really nervous. I start screaming at the TV. My girlfriend is like embarrassed at the corner of the other room, just like, oh my God, this is the guy I'm dating. But no, in all seriousness, I just wanted to bring up because it is kind of funny. I know that there are fans out there who are Union fans or soccer fans living in America, kind of, usually in your group of friends. For the most part, I'm usually the main soccer fan in my soccer group of friends, or my group of friends. I'm the only main soccer fan. So a lot of the times, I get the looks like, what is wrong with him? Because I'll just be like watching the soccer game and just amazing and in awe and just ignoring everything else that's been going on. But no, it's just always funny seeing people, especially here in this area in the United States, when someone's as crazy as the MLS as I am, I get a lot of, are you okay? Seriously, are you okay? Because there's not a lot of people who are as crazy as the MLS as I am. But it was great. Unfortunately, what happened on the pitch wasn't that fun. And of course, we're going to get to a lot of that as NYS Central is here to let us know. NYCFC, baby. Oh, man, that is definitely rough. I was actually with a couple New Yorkers. We had some New Yorkers in our group, but it was all good. We were playing nice. We definitely were playing nice. But no, I mean, I'm sure. I wanted to bring that up because I'm sure if you're a soccer fan listening on into this podcast, you have been there before, where you want to watch a soccer match. It doesn't matter what league it is. And living in America, how difficult it could be. I mean, just even trying to watch a soccer match at a bar. I mean, I remember even Paul talking about last night, like, if we go to a bar, we're going to have to fight with the bartender to try to put that match on because we all know how bars treat MLS soccer around these parts. But no, it's just it's the obstacles that you have to live with as being an American soccer fan. You just have to know that sometimes you're just not going to be able to get your way. It's not as lenient as getting the let's say the St. Bonaventure versus Dayton college basketball game. Like, that's kind of easy to get on bars, but you ask to put on LAFC versus Red Bull, that's a little difficult. Even more so for our local team, the Philadelphia Union as well, man. So Chase, we're going to get to that as well. In a little bit, we are going to talk about the match that's going to come this upcoming Tuesday. and we'll definitely talk about that. That's definitely a good soccer match to get to. Before we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, want to give a quick reminder. If you are a soccer fan out there, if you are a Philadelphia Union soccer fan, do yourself a favor and make sure to subscribe to DOOP By The River wherever you stream podcasts. We are available from Google, Apple, Spotify. If you want to watch the virtual portions of this, make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, El Parcero Philly. We always have that covered there for you, so make sure you are subscribed. But let's get to this match here. So obviously a rough night for Union fans last night. Obviously I was not there. We'll get to the shenanigans in the stands again. Oh man. But of course the Union lost last night 2-0. And there's really not much to kind of talk about in this match. Like just to put it, put it bluntly for you guys, to make it really simple for you guys to understand, last night wasn't the Union's day. It wasn't the Union's night. And I know we kind of were in the same situation last week as we were getting ready for Atlanta Leg 1, and we just got upset by Inter Miami. Kind of similar, the same thing. This one hurts a lot more. With Inter Miami, that was a team where we all know that we had their number. They wanted to get that win more than anything. They remember what happened last year, and it's a prideful team down there, and they are no slouches. They are definitely no slouches, even though they probably haven't started the MLS as best as they probably wanted to. But they came in prepared. They walked out with 3 points, and you give them kudos because they well deserved it. Last night, I really feel like was accumulation of just a lot of soccer being played by the Philadelphia Union. We're talking 5 matches in the matter of, 2 weeks? That's a lot of freaking soccer being played. Your third match in MLS play, NYCFC. Listen, that was a dud that they put up in the first match against FC Cincinnati. I'm sorry, against DC United. They turned it around against FC Cincinnati. Last night, NYCFC, they always seem to come prepared to play the Philadelphia Union. They always seem to stand up, ready to play us. They give us so many problems throughout our history with those guys. It is always a dogfight every single match, whether it be in Chester or whether it be in the BX. It is always a freaking grind. Last night, it just right off the bat, it didn't start off right. It just felt like it was going to be that type of match. In the first, literally not even the first minute, NYCFC get their first opportunity. And then we move on to a minute later in the 5th minute on NYCFC counterattack. Jesus Medina, boom, goal on a crossing from, I forget, his name is I'm missing right now, but Jesus Medina was determined to put that bad boy in the corner of the net, and it was 1-0 right there. A couple minutes later, El Brujo, we got to talk about El Brujo. El Brujo gets a red card on a play where I would say that El Brujo needs to do better on. I love the intensity that Jose plays with. I love it. He comes out, he sets the tone, and it really is a chain reaction with the rest of the Union. But you have to be more smarter, and you have to be more conscious in that. As much as I hate Valentin Castellanos, as much as I enjoyed seeing him get karate chopped, yes, I did. I don't want to see him get hurt. But, Valentin Castellanos, how many times do we see that mother effer diving and crying for nothing? He needs a little taste of his own medicine. And El Brujo, though, however, needs to know that there are other ways to get back at Valentin Castellanos. You know how you get back at a-holes like Valentin Castellanos? You put it on the scoreboard, and that's how you get back at guys like Valentin Castellanos. You put it on the scoreboard, not with the cards. So now we're talking about El Brujo going to miss Tuesday, and he just missed last night, and now due to red card suspension rules, he's going to mix the next MLS match as well. This guy is so important for what we do on the pitch, so important, and I'm so curious who is going to step up for Brujo come Tuesday, because you know who's going to come up, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. But an Atlanta United team that just got embarrassed on their home pitch, and you know damn well they ain't going to be no slouches coming up here. So I'm really curious how Jim's how he's going to handle this whole situation, because we saw this act last season, and that was your first year. You can give him a little slide last season for a couple of those bad plays that he demonstrated. But for right now, he is a leader. We are relying on Jose Brujo Martinez to step up, to do a lot of what we do relies on what El Brujo's talents are and what he brings to you on the pitch. So I need him to be more composed out there. I need him to be composed out there. So what happens? Cool. You karate chop Valentin Castellanos. Second half, a bad play by Jakob Glazers, who I don't want to kill because I really do feel like he did play well yesterday, being short down a man. He had a bad play. Castellanos turned the ball over, one step over, and he rebonded Andre Blake, and it was 2-0. And that was it. It was done. There was nothing else the Union could do. Down 10 men. I've never seen Jim, be one of those managers who tactically can find a way to get back down a man. It is what it is. That's really difficult to ask for. And the fact of the matter is, all the soccer these guys have played for. You think about the fact that we have Atlanta United in the next couple of days. By like the 42nd minute, I want to say, we started seeing the young kids start warming up on lines. It was just like that. It was just like that, man. And I want to see who we had as substitutes here. Thank God for MLSsoccer.com. So obviously, Kai Wagner, Kasper Shabilko did come in. Jim obviously wanted to see if he can salivate some points. But we did get Jack McGlynn. We did get Quinn Sullivan in there, and he did also put Leon Flack in there as well. So he used all 5 of his substitutes. We did see Quinn Sullivan and Jack McGlynn get some more minutes. Obviously, no Paxton Aronson, still not out there. He wasn't even in the 11. We did see Cole Turner in the 18. Paxton wasn't even in the 18, and Cole Turner was actually in the 18. So, listen, last night it sucked. Losing to NYCFC, it always sucks. I hate those guys, and I get it. But the fact of the matter is, guys, we're focused on Champions League right now. And I understand a little bit of the concern. It is concerning. We have 1 point through 3 matches. That is 100% understandable to be concerned about. But I've seen in this league before, teams starting off super slow. I mean, even the year when Wayne Rooney came on, those guys were in last place for the half of the season. Wayne Rooney came on, and boom, those guys made the playoffs. I'm not saying we're going to get that type of run with a player like that, but I'm saying it's going to be all right. It is definitely going to be okay. Wait till it starts getting a little warmer. Chester is going to get a little more lively. We'll get some more fans in the stands. It's going to be all right. It is definitely going to be all right. You change your logo on the right. Am I? I don't know. I guess I didn't. Were you talking about like the DOOP By The River logo? I don't know, man. What's going on, Kala? Doop. How about the Phillies? Everyone, please. Round of applause to my man, the Philly sports guy, who I will definitely talk to tomorrow. But the Philly sports guy, the way he represented the city of Philadelphia this weekend at the NFL draft, I have never been prouder with a coworker than I have with the Philly sports guy. He really has represented. And the fact is, the week before, you see him in Saturday at Subaru Park representing the Philadelphia Union. Week later, he's in Cleveland representing the Eagles at the NFL draft. That is why we love the Philly sports guy. That is why we love him. Ed Brujo disappointed the team, in my opinion. Elbowed the guy 3 times. I agree. Composure is needed with Ed Brujo. I 100% agree. As much as I hate Valentin Castellanos, composure is needed there. Absolutely. Who do you think will win the CCL? Josh, stay tuned to find out, my man. Last night, I thought Paxton could get some minutes. Tim gave kids some time. Tim. What do you mean, Tim? Tim gave kids some time. Tim. Why am I? Who's Tim? Dupe versus Liga MX will be crazy. Please, Brujo, don't get too. I agree. I 100% agree. And think about it. I don't really want to get too bad. But if we are thinking about potentially playing a club like Club America, and Brujo cannot be doing those type of antics. Just saying. It's like TFC Pozuelo came halfway through a season, and TFC made the MLS Cup, so it's okay to lose some at the start. I agree. I'm not concerned. Now, let's say through 10 matches, these guys have like 3 points. You should be concerned. 100%. You should definitely be concerned. But yeah, man, so just to kind of wrap up NYCFC, listen, there's not really much to talk about when it comes to NYCFC. And look, I hate NYCFC, but god damn, you got to give them credit, dude. You really have to give them credit. The way they came in here last night, and they still treated this match like they always do. They always come confident. They always know how to play us, and they had a plan, and it was evident right from the bat. They showed that plan, and it worked really well for them. And they took a page out of Miami. Like I said, they took a page out of Inter Miami, and it worked really well for them. And it is what it is, man. We got to remember this match. Next time you face those guys, your guy almost killed. Listen, like I said, NYS Central, Castellanos has, at a certain point, people start getting their boiling point above it, dude. Like, he has pissed off half of the MLS. He really has. I'm not saying at Brujo it was okay of hitting the guy, but dude, once you start picking, sometimes eventually someone's gonna pick back, dude. And he's been doing this he's been in here since 2019, I feel like, in the league, and he's found a way to alienate the whole Eastern Conference. You ask Red Bull fans, crap. I'm sure if you ask Revs fans, we'll ask the Atlanta United fans in a little bit how they feel. I'm sure they feel the same way about Castellanos. This guy, he's my top 5 hate the face in the MLS. Top 5 hate the face in the MLS. By far. There's not many that I hate in the MLS. You guys know my love for the MLS. I hate Castellanos. As a new Uni fan, is NYC our rival or the Red? So there's kind of a debate now. We've kind of experienced some good soccer as of late with the Philadelphia Union. It's because when I think of a sports rivalry, there's a lot of aspects that go into it. So obviously, geography definitely has to make sense. So obviously, New York and Philly. There's a rival with New York and Philly in every sport, right? There needs to be some history, like playoff history, especially. Were those crazy matches in the playoffs? With NYCFC, did have the 2019. It was kind of like the Eagles and Cowboys in 2009, where the final week of the season in 2019, we were playing NYCFC. The winner would get the 3rd seed and would have the home match in the next round. We would still play the same team. We lost that last game. That meant we had to go back to the Bronx to play those guys. We lost that game again. So we have that one match. But to me, if you're asking the Red Bull, I still hate those guys. It's still the Red Bull. New England did a really good job of pissing a lot of us off last year. So it's kind of tough right now. So for me, it goes Red Bull, and then NYCFC and New England are kind of like back and forth. We'll see how New England ends up this year. But, man, yeah, for me too with NYCFC, really, I hate Max Morales and I hate Castellanos. There's not really else that I hate on that team. Obviously, it's New York. They play in Yankee Stadium. I still hate the Yankees too. But for me, I really just hate them, man. Really, really, really. The next team we're about to talk about, there was a case between Philly and the team we're talking about in a little bit. Ed Castellanos scored, though. He seems like a huge goal scorer. He is. NYS Central, listen, I don't want to take away his talent because, for real, he is a good player. There's a reason why Palmeiras from Brazil, a big club who's won Copa Libertadores, I believe last season, if not the year before. I think it was last season they won Copa Libertadores, which is pretty much CONCACAF Champions League of South America on steroids. And they were trying to get Castellanos to go down there. So, for real, the talent is there. I just hate the guy. Medina, not so much. He's been back and forth. Like, he looked like a bust at times, but last night he looked good. I'll give him credit. He looked good last night. Gala, anytime. You got any questions about the Union? You let me know. You definitely let me know. All right, so we got about a minute on here. We're waiting for our other guest. We're going to get Atlanta United Fan TV on here. We're going to have the whole crew on here, guys. We'll get started with that as well. But just don't, guys, Union fans, listen to me. Ears on. I want you to listen up here. Relax. Just relax. We are going to be okay, guys. I promise you, we're going to be okay. We have a much more important match in 2 days. I promise you. And to get to the stuff real quick about the stuff in the stands, we did not hear certain things that we weren't agreeing with the Philadelphia Union guys in the stadium services. Apparently, they wanted fans to a couple things. Wear light colors in certain sections, the family sections, because last night, if you notice, in the stands digitally, they put those white panels to kind of hide. I don't know why they still do that, to be honest. There's still fans in the stands now. It's not like it's completely empty. But that was one thing that fans were not agreeing with. They were asking fans to not cheer loudly. Now, remember, guys, I was not there. This is stuff that has been brought to my attention through social media. These are fans that I constantly keep in contact with. So these are definitely some concerning things. Again, the same situation happened with Inter Miami. We had NYCFC fans not socially distant. They sat in a family section yet again. They were in 114. Now, Inter Miami, new to the league, get that. NYCFC, you guys have been here before. You guys know where your section is. And JT brought up a good point. If we're not going to make these fans, these away fans, follow these social distancing rules, why not just give them their old section back? Just put them back in 133. If they want to go outside and sing, you can literally open that gate outside of 133, allow them to just sing right in that section right there, and we won't have to have any of these issues here. It's a little unfair, the fact that over at the tree, we have to socially distance. We have to wear a mask. I'm all about that. Don't get me wrong, but it's just, I think we should all be playing by the same rules, right? Just little thoughts. We'll get to that in a little bit, guys, but without further ado, let's bring on our special guest here, ladies and gentlemen. Look, in about 2 days, we have business to finish. We did a great job last Tuesday in the Benz, a place where historically we do not play well, ladies and gentlemen. But on Tuesday, we have to finish the job. The job is not done. All right, we have a tough Atlanta United team that's coming up here who are still pretty talented, and last night did not look good. And remember, like I said, we're not going to get elbowed. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on here Atlanta United Fan TV. We got AJ and we got Mark. Gentlemen, how are we doing here?
Not too great.
I've definitely been better. I'm a little sad right now. To cheer myself up, I decided to break out an old favorite shirt of mine. Yeah, that's 2018. We may not have 2021, but we all have 2018.
See, this is what I'm talking about. We invite Atlanta United and they start flexing on us right off the bat. Something we don't have here in Philly, man. Jeez. But at least
not yet.
I like that. I definitely like that. Gentlemen, first off, thanks so much for coming back on here, man. You guys know my appreciation for Atlanta United Fan TV. Obviously, guys, reminder, I will be on Atlanta United Fan TV on Instagram Live tomorrow at noon. We'll be previewing the match over there as well. But gentlemen, I guess, we'll get into New England, but I want to get your point of view because we haven't heard from you. What the hell happened last Tuesday, guys? AJ, we'll start with you, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, I think we got played off the park in terms of efficiency a little bit by you guys. We definitely, I think, are missing in that kind of clinical department for sure. We played you well, really, really well in the first half. I mean,
I agree.
Probably should have put away some chances. It could have been arguably at least 2-0 maybe if we had been just anything close to 2018. But alas, Jose Martinez still working his way back from injury. Alicia Lopez, unfortunately, missing because of personal reasons. Yeah, you have the issue. You have that issue that we planned for at the beginning of the season. Like, yeah, we need a lot of strikers, but no one so far can really put the ball in the back of the net with really a reliable efficiency. And then that second half, Jim Curtin made the proper adjustments. That experience showed, and you guys took care of us. I mean, that's Zaroko, he's a damn good player, and happy to have him.
Yeah. See, so here's the thing. I mean, obviously, Philly sports fans, we're never fully content, right? I love Casper. He's scored some really important goals in our young history. The issue, what we criticize him with, is sometimes, we have this mantra because he's obviously Casper. You think of Casper, the friendly ghost, right? So
no.
So sometimes we will say, like, we love Casper, but we don't want you to be the friendly striker. We want you to be that fierce, when Joseph was in his prime, like, he was ballsy. Like, he would put the middle finger up at you. Not literally, but with his play, he would put up the middle finger. And we kind of want that a little bit in Casper because we could see it. Like, Tuesday was evident. It's there. But we just want that on a consistent basis there, man. Real quick, AJ, I just really, now that you're here, wanted to thank you for having Mike Kettelberg on the post-game interviews. Mike is an amazing human being, great part of this family here, and it was great seeing him on there. So thank you so much for that, AJ.
Absolutely, yeah. No, he kind of popped out of nowhere. We were almost pretty much wrapped up, and then we were like, "Oh, there's a Philly fan. Let's do it. Why not? Let's get some opinion." And he was very kind, and
great dude, man.
definitely. He probably was talking better about us than we were talking about us.
That's
fine.
He's one of the nicest Philly fans that we have here.
Yeah.
What about you, Mark? What did you see last season?
So I'll take you back to the conversation we had at halftime, and we kind of ended on the notes. You asked me what adjustments can Insane make. I really didn't have an answer because we were playing so well. But Jim Curtin is the one who made the adjustments, and at the end of the day, I'll repeat something that I said on Twitter. I think Philadelphia tapped into the experience more than anything else, and they suffered in that first half. I thought Andre Blake was very good in the sense of he was decisive. He stood tall when he needed to, and they weren't the most spectacular saves, but I thought he was locked in that first half. And those saves obviously proved to make a big difference. The other thing I want to remind you too, that 2019 playoff game, Shabelko, if I remember correctly, did not make the trip. And so, you see the impact of a player like him. I mean, right. And even to your point about him not being the friendly striker, I mean, he was, things kicked off right at one point, and Shabelko and Guzan were going at it. And I mean, like, Guzan's not a small guy, and so. But yeah, I thought, just to tag on what AJ said. Philadelphia were clinical, and that's how you handle a knockout competition, I think. So, kudos to you guys. Obviously, Philadelphia is a talented team. I'll keep saying that too. You can't. The defending Supporters Shield champions are no slouch, obviously. So, that's the game sometimes, man. And Philadelphia played it very well.
Yeah, it's still weird to say sometimes, man. After all these years, man, it's good to say that Philly's got some good soccer being played, man. For sure, man. So, what happened this past yesterday, man? Well, you guys obviously faced off against New England, a 2-1 loss as well. Was this like one of those matches where you guys were just looking at Philly, or New England came to play? I think Mark start on this one, or whoever wants to start. Actually, I'm sorry.
Go. Mark, you go ahead. Sure.
Yeah, a little bit of both. So there were some shocks in the lineup. I think for me, most notable, Joseph didn't start, which I understand. Like not wanting to start Joseph, twice in a matter of a few days. Coming off the ACL injury. But then Miles Robinson and George Bello also didn't start, and they've been two important players for us. Kubo Torres started as striker, and look, that's like a break glass in case of emergency type of striker. And so, from the time I saw the lineup, I was like, okay, I'll be happy with the draw from this. And to be honest with you, man, New England could have had 2 or 3 at halftime. They ended up winning 2-1, but I honestly think overall, Atlanta United played a much worse game last night than Tuesday night versus Philly. So. I think you saw a lot of growing pains in general. I mean, New England, I think snuffed out Atlanta United pretty quickly in what they were trying to do. And I would say from about 15, 20 minutes into the match, it was pretty much one-way traffic, except for the penalty that Atlanta United earned through Moreno. But, just not our night in any sense.
Oh, man. What did you see there, AJ?
Lineup definitely didn't inspire a lot of Atlanta United fans for sure. Anytime it is, Kubo Torres up top. I mean, it harkened to a lot of 2020 vibes in terms of the play. Very lethargic, very plotting, just kind of something that leaves fans feeling just like dread. Just what's going to happen? How bad are we going to lose it here? Because Carlos Heel for New England Revolution, he fashioned just every single chance that every time he was on the ball, pretty much. At least 5 key balls that could have been put in. We were probably lucky not to get smacked up even more. But, we were actually very lucky to be level at the half. And, that second half, even worse than the first half. And, it's one of those things. I mean, Alan Franco coming in, taking off at halftime. Not the best look there. Miles Robinson comes in. I mean, it's disjointed. It's, when you have a heavily rotated side, and especially anytime you rotate your back line that heavily, looking ahead to Philly, clearly, yeah, I mean, it's very early, and that's going to happen. There's not a lot of continuity. And then there's not any goal scorers, and especially Jurgen Damm comes off early with a hamstring. Ezekiel Barco comes in, and then he goes down with a hamstring. We have to go down to 10 men. The writing was on the wall for us, I think, pretty much 80th minute. It's like, yep, just really make it respectable. And let's just go with our tail between our legs, go home with a respectable score line. But yeah, Philly, that's what we're looking forward to. But are we looking forward to it as Atlanta United fans? I don't know. I don't think we are.
Yeah, man. It kind of feels like we're both just stumbling into this match on Tuesday the way we both played this past Saturday. I mean, I'll give credit to New England. You guys know my displeasure with New England after last October here in Subaru Park. But no, I mean, when you got a manager like Bruce Arena, I was much like clown. He's been doing this for a while for a reason. And what he's done with New England is still, I give him kudos. And I think we'll definitely be one of those contenders in the East come playoff time there. But yeah, let's get to our match, boys. Obviously, you guys are going to be coming up here. Are you guys personally coming up here? What's going on with Atlanta fans coming up here?
Maybe some, but not
AJ,
us.
It sounds cold up there.
Yeah, right. No, I mean it's hot everywhere right now, right? But
it's been nice this weekend, man. Oof.
Exactly. Personally, I'm not. Mark, are you?
No, I will not be making the trip. I wouldn't have been able to make it anyway because of work and stuff. Speaking of traveling fans, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to the Philly fans. There were actually more Union fans than I expected. So walk around in the concourse and stuff. See all in that powder blue, which is dope, by the way. I just have to say.
You like it?
Yeah, that's a dope kit.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Yeah, dude.
There were tens of you guys. It was great to see.
A lot different than 2019, huh?
Indeed.
There was when I won in 2019, we had literally 2 rows in the supporter section, and then I remember I know you guys know Eric Alexander from Siempre United. His brother was the only Union fan, and he made the mistake of sitting with Eric in the supporter section back in 2019. So he had to take off his Union stuff. He learned his lesson right there. But no, it's great to see. That's the type of stuff I keep talking about. From the 2019 when I started covering the team to now, the growth in these almost 3 years. It's amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. We're still trying to get that presence. I want it to be like Atlanta. I want to go everywhere in Philly, see Union. I'm getting my bird. I got the Atlanta United symbol right on the bird. That's what I want here in Philly. So we'll definitely get there one day. But no, seriously, thanks for the love there. So you guys are going to be coming up here. I think the last time you guys were here was a 3-1 match. Jose had a beautiful goal, but then we turned it up, and that was a really emotional night for me seeing that match. But what do you think Elena's mindset is right now going into this match, man?
It's tough to say, I think, especially because of the missing players. So we know that basically Barco's not going to play. Jurgen Damm is probably not going to play, and he started the last match. In terms of, I guess the team will be going in with some belief, and at the end of the day, the manager did rotate last night. So, it's really all about the start. If there's going to be any hope of getting the results that we need, which is scoring at least 3 goals. I think they've got to score probably within the first 20 minutes to even make Union, I think, a little bit nervous. I am curious as to who plays, though. There is one player in particular I'd like to see play, and that's Eric Lopez. For those of you who don't know, Atlanta brought him in late last season for about $5 million. He's a up and coming big Paraguayan talent.
Mm-hmm.
And he was considered. He's kind of considered one of the next. Roque Santa Cruz had a lot of had a lot to say about him. So I think Tuesday night would make sense to start him, given the players that we're not going to have available. But other than that, I mean, I guess it's house money. Like we're not expected to go through at this point. So who knows? Maybe we might surprise them.
Listen, one thing I will say. I am not going to walk in on Tuesday. I'll be at the match. I'm not going to walk in confident. That's one thing I will not do. This competition, there's a reason why CONCACAF is like a verb, right? Like I've been watching, and I'm not going to walk in confident. I'll be nervous. But listen, yeah, I mean, 3-0, that's going to be definitely tough to do, especially at the Soup. Where do you think this mindset's at right now, AJ, with the boys?
Yeah, they're definitely not confident, but I think they're optimistic in the sense that first half that we played, a bunch of the guys will be able to, hopefully have the chance to replicate it and then maybe be a little bit more clinical in our chances. Like Mark is saying, I'm going to piggyback off of Eric Lopez, should probably at least get some minutes, maybe that start, because he is definitely shown to be our most direct player. He's a guy that's, anytime he's on the ball, it looks like he's going to make something happen. He's dangerous with it. He doesn't dwell on it. There aren't extra touches. And that's, I think, the matter of the point right now. There are some players on this team that are simply dwelling on the ball too long, taking the chance away, essentially, letting the defense get set. I think what's huge is also we'll have a right back. So, you guys killed us in that space behind us in that first match for sure. And Lennon being back on definitely without a black eye will be fantastic. Yeah, Jose Martinez also not being in this match also will be fantastic.
I was going to ask that as well.
He the shithousery of shithouse gods against us was definitely a bane of our existence for the fans of the Bens for sure. Some players going down because a ball hit them in the chest is, a lot of people kind of upset. But I understand it. It's the nature of the competition. But, hopefully, I'm going to be also cautiously optimistic that maybe we can even up the score. But is it likely? Unlikely.
I will say there's one way. Josef, he starts drinking from that fountain of youth. He turns back into 2018 Josef Martinez, and he just gets a hat trick against us. That's a possibility.
First half hat trick would be incredible. We would be jumping in the streets.
Mark, maybe you need to take him to Diamond City. Maybe he needs a little motivation there, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Magic City, you mean, yeah?
Magic City. I'm thinking of Miami. Magic City.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay. So listen, that's one thing I wanted to talk about as well, because I think, Mark, you saw, but Brujo got a red card yet last night against NYCFC. Mm-hmm. He's had this mantra. He's a knuckle. He's like the Tasmanian devil out there when he plays. It's very frustrating, but for you guys, it's definitely an advantage. How do you see Heinzich with his tactics trying to attack there? I'm thinking we're going to see Leon Flack move over from the left back to the 6 because he has experience there. We don't have Warner Crable anymore. He was always like the backup 6. So I think for me, I would prefer seeing Leon Flack move back there. But how do you guys see, trying to attack that spot there? Because, we have an improving guy at the 6 role.
Mark, you or me? What do you want?
Rock, paper, scissors.
I have a thought. So obviously we've seen Inter kind of experiment with different tactics and different shapes so far. I'm curious. I wonder if this is a match where we'll see sort of a 4-2-3-1 type of shape. Where we see 3, attacking midfielders behind the striker. Especially, from the perspective of there is going to be urgency in this match. We are going to need goals. And, if you don't have your regular starter at the 6, maybe that's a space that's Atlanta United can exploit. But it's tough to say what exactly Inter is going to do because, we are early into the Inter experience. So It's tough to like identify trends right now, but yeah. I mean, like at the end of the day, it's about I think for Inter and LA United this season anyway, it's going to be about intensity. A lot of pressing, winning the ball back in good areas. I think ultimately that's what he's trying to accomplish, no matter how he's team up. So, and that's really the only way LA and I have any chance in terms of turning this tie around.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for me, Marcelino Moreno has kind of been played out of position a good bit. Being played on the left or maybe the right, not playing through the center as a kind of driving forward kind of 8 that can, I think, unsettle a defense when he's just dribbling at you at pace. Because, let's face it, fullbacks are probably a little bit pacier than maybe some 6s or some defensive midfielders that, just usually the case. And Marcelino Moreno playing that way a little bit for us last year definitely looked a lot more dangerous. He could be a guy that could, I think, open some doors if he's played in the right position. Eric Lopez played on the left would be very, very helpful, I think, to have someone that is willing to run in behind and in preseason had been scoring goals. So maybe the reliance on Joseph Martinez isn't as heavy. And, Mulroney had been carving up some folks. Just don't let him, have to do too much defensive work and we'll be okay. And, I think that's a pretty healthy attack if we can, also maybe include Emerson Hyndman. And into that, we'll be very attacking. It's just a question of if you guys are going to play 2 strikers, which normally you do. And hopefully you guys don't nullify Sosa for us. But I feel a lot better now that we have a right back. So it's it's definitely, I think there are some places that we can really, I think, hurt you guys. It's just a matter of, like we said, the clinical ability that we currently lack.
Right. For the formations, listen, with Jim Kirchin, it's always been like this. He's always been one formation type of dude. For the most part, he likes to run with the same 11. You heard me last time we played the Maurizio Sarri effect with Jim Kirchin. But before Ernst Tanner was here, we had Ernie Stewart, and we ran a lot of 4-2-3-1. It was heavy possession soccer we were playing. Ernst Tanner comes in here. He changes the philosophy completely. It's the more German style, the 4-4-2. It's the compact midfield. It's the high pressing, and it's more likely going to be the same every single match. I like it, but I think sometimes, especially those good teams who are really good tactically, you're going to have to find a way to adjust to that as well because they're adjusting to you. So that's where I run with my the only thing is I really pick on Jim Kirchin because he could do no wrong in my eyes. He's perfect.
He has really brought you guys to some unprecedented heights. That's for sure. I mean, definitely in the league, Philly were definitely that kind of team that could, but maybe sometimes didn't always. But he kind of really brought you guys over the top, especially last year. That's just I'm sure absolutely, you guys, the Sons of Ben, were also just loving.
Oh yeah. Life. Oh, yeah. And the Keystone State Ultras, got to give a shout out to Keystone. But to the point, AJ, we are now potentially talking about, and I got to take a deep breath for this one, potentially Jim going to Europe. I can't even fathom the thought of him coaching any European club. He deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. It's just rumors. It's just talks. Obviously, when you're talking about MLS, and we're seeing American coaches. Jesse's making the jump over to Bundesliga.
Yeah.
I think for us MLS guys, we really want to see a lot of these American coaches get those opportunities. For me, I think it's like when you guys had Tata and you were hearing the whole Mexico rumors, and I'm sure you guys were happy to see him, take on a role like Mexico. But for me, I'd love to see him coach anywhere in Europe. I think he deserves it for sure. We'll see. We got to keep winning. Before we get to the prediction, guys, I wanted to ask you because you guys. Man, ever since you guys came in the league, you guys have never been a stranger to some serious rumors. Jose Macias from Chivas. What are we thinking? What's going on, guys? Give me the lowdown. Give me the tea.
Yeah. So JJ Macias, that rumor's not real. Basically, yeah, Hercules Gomez debunked that the day after. Pretty much, he said that it was pretty much some agent talk, trying to, it's pretty much it's dartboard action a lot with a lot of countries, and especially with Atlanta United. I mean, it's big club things. It's just really what it is, and it's understandable that we're always linked with a lot of big players and whatnot. It's not our fault. But a beIN Sports reporter kind of got kind of strung along with that, and that's fine. We'll put it out there in terms of that's a rumor that's linked with a big company, with a big channel, all that type of stuff. But was any Atlanta United fan ever really taking it seriously? I mean, it just didn't make any sense. Like Jose Martinez. Just getting back from injury, this is the biggest thing. The season ticket holders received a little tiny statue of Jose Martinez.
No way.
You think the club is going to move on from Jose Martinez almost immediately? When he's not really quite in form. I mean, it's just the implausibility was rife. So, it's just one of those, everyone else might have thought like, oh, there might be some legs to this. There's a big channel included in this rumor, but really, Atlanta United fans, we're at less than 1%, I think, of the plausibility.
I definitely had to ask him, man. I would love to know what it's like to have your club involved in some big club rumors, man. That must feel really cool, man. I mean, can you imagine, like, I just wake up one day and it's like Kai Wagner to Chelsea. Like, what? Kai Wagner to Chelsea? Like, I wish I could have that opportunity. Or a guy like Lewandowski wants to come to Philly. Like, I would never even see that happen in my lifetime, but it's it must be cool. Must be cool.
You never know. I mean, I think Inter Miami fans probably have even more of that feeling than we do, because we're not linked with the likes of Messi or Ronaldo or.
Hey, Jake, let me tell you something, though. You still got to win, man. You still got to win.
Oh yeah. I mean, we know why they get linked, because Beckham and all that, but it's just, of course, come on. Like the best they're gonna get is a washed up Higuain. I mean,
that's still touchy here too in Philly, AJ.
Yeah,
the whole family killed us, man. Oh man.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh man. All right, guys. Let's get to it, dude. All right. So I'll start with AJ here, man. Give me your thoughts on this match. What do you think is going to happen, and the final score prediction?
Yeah, I think Joseph gets his first of the year. I think he finally breaks that duck a little bit.
In a place he likes to play in.
In a place he likes to play in. This is true. And I think if Eric Lopez plays, I think he scores. So, but also, I think we just look more solid with a little bit more of our guys back. And Ezequiel Barco and Marcelino Moreno not being on the same pitch at the same time, we don't have guys that are going to dwell on the ball. That allows us to play a little faster, maybe a little bit more one-touch, which is absolutely what we need. And that can really, I think, unsettle your defense a lot better than, I think that New England match and the second half against you guys. So I think you guys are going to score, though. I think it's going to be a 2-1. And as he disappears. But, yes, I think it's going to be a 2-1, which we win the match, but we lose the tie. So. Okay.
All right. What about you, Mark?
Okay, so I just want to point out that AJ and I did not talk about this before we came on here. I have
not spoken to you today.
Right. So I do kind of have similar thoughts. Like, I even think that Atlanta United may score first. I think we'll come out playing the type of. I think that they'll look a lot better than they did last night versus New England. And so, maybe make the Union sweat a little bit, but I do think the Union will get at least one goal. And I'm thinking like a 2-1 in the end. So, a win in Philadelphia, but Philadelphia still goes through the semifinals.
And, we're not just saying this because we're on your pod, but it's definitely. Oh, we lost the host. But so it's our show now. But
AJ
Fan takes over. Let's go. But,
Hey, we're back. Let's take a trip.
Yeah.
All right, back to Mark. Back to Mark's prediction here.
Oh yeah. 2-1. I think that we may score first. I think we'll look better in the first half at least. But I got Philly going through.
I hope so, man. I really do hope so. It's going to be a wild night. We'll see how my emotions are going to be on Saturday or Tuesday night at Subaru Park. It definitely is going to be a lot of fun. And regardless of what the final score is, man. Well, it's always love for Atlanta. It is always love for Atlanta. We respect what you guys have done down there for sure. And I'm sure we'll see each other later on and down the season as well.
For sure.
Indeed, we will. Hopefully, whatever our predictions were, they don't come true, and we actually find some miracle in maybe a 4-3 win or something, or maybe we win in penalties. But, like always, best of luck the other parts of the season.
Yes.
But not against each other.
Absolutely. Big thanks again to AJ and Mark, guys. Make sure, if you ever want to check up on some Atlanta United news, everything Atlanta United, if you are an Atlanta United fan listening to this, make sure to check out Atlanta United Fan TV on YouTube. Make sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram as well. They are a great follow. Mark and AJ, again, seriously, thank you so much for hopping on in again. We'll definitely talk soon.
Thank you for having us, John. Much love, man.
Take care, Philly.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks so much for tuning on into DOOP by the River. We'll be back on Wednesday to recap this match, and we're going to look ahead to next week. I go by the name of Parcero Philly. I'll talk to you guys very soon.